To use Euler's formula, you're going to use the formula, the number of faces plus the number of vertices equals the number of edges plus 2. So if you take a prism like this, oops, not the best drawing, but the faces are the number of flat polygon surfaces it has. The vertices are where these edges come together. There's the sharp points. And the edges are these segments right here. So if you use the formula F plus V, so faces is 5 plus vertices is 5 equals edges, we'll let that be X, plus 2. And you solve for X, X is 8 right here. So number 2, you're going to use the formula faces plus vertices equals edges plus 2. So we have faces is going to be our X, so X plus 6 equals edges 9 plus 2. So this has to be 5. And for this one, I do faces plus vertices, X, so 8 plus X equals 18 plus 2. So X has to be 12. So use the formula. Describe, or if you didn't know the formula, you could always draw it out too. Describe the cross section. So if you were to take a table saw and slice down the wood right here, the resultant piece that would be showing would be a triangle. This one we don't know it's a square, so it looks more like a rectangle oblong this way. So a rectangle. This one looks like a square pyramid, so I'm going to write square. And then down here, find the lateral area and surface area. So every time you want to show at least 3 lines of work. So the 3 lines are lateral area equals perimeter times height. Then you plug it in. Lateral area equals the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the base is 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12. So the perimeter of the base is 4 times 12 plus the height of the prism. So the height of the prism is, not plus, but times the height, which is 12. So the lateral area, the third line of work, is 576 inches squared. Now the surface area is lateral area plus the area of the base. There's 2 bases, the top and the bottom. So lateral area plus 2b. So I'm going to take 576 and add twice the area of the base. So the area of the base is 12 times 12. So this right here is the area of the base. There's 2 of them. So the surface area is 864 inches squared. In the second one, I do lateral area equals perimeter times height. Lateral area. The perimeter is a circle, so you do the circumference formula, which is going to be 2 times the radius times pi. So it's going to be 10 pi times the height, which is 18. So this is 180 pi centimeters squared, but the directions read that you have to write it to the nearest tenth, so it's not exact. So 565.5 centimeters squared. So lateral area, or surface area, is lateral area plus 2 times the base. So it's going to be 180 pi. I don't want to write 565.5 for lateral area. I want to still keep it exact because I don't want to round and then have to round my final answer. So plus 2 times the area of the base is going to be a circle. So the area of a circle is radius squared pi. So this is 5 squared pi's. So when I put this all in my calculator, I get about, because I have to round, it's going to be irrational, 722.6 centimeters squared. And then this one, I do lateral area equals pH. So this is the base, these are the triangles are the bases. So I have to find the perimeter of this triangle. So the perimeter of the triangle is going to be 3 plus 5 plus this. And to figure out what that is, I need to do the Pythagorean theorem. So it's going to be 3 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. So 25 plus 9 is 34. So this is going to be the square root of 34. So the perimeter is going to be 8, because that's 3 plus 5, plus root 34. And I'm going to times it by the height, which is 10. So I'm going to put this in my calculator. And I'm going to put my answer right here. So hold on, I'm going to put it in my calculator. So this is about 138.3 meters squared. So when I do the surface area, I'm going to do the lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base. So the lateral area, when I plug this in, I'm going to write, this is my lateral area. I'm going to write lateral area is 80 because I did the distributive property, plus 10 root 34 plus 2 in the area of the base. So the area of the base is 1/2 base times height because it's a triangle. So it's 1/2 3 times 5. So the area is half of 15 is 7.5. So it's times 7.5. So I'm going to plug this in my calculator and round to the nearest tenth. So it's approximately 153.3 meters squared. Okay, so then find the slant height. So the slant height is this part right here. So if you look, you have this right triangle. So my slant height is going to be 9 squared plus 20 squared equals, remember the slant height is L squared. So when you solve for L, round the nearest whole number. So that means no decimals. So I get 22 centimeters. And then this one, I'm going to do 6 squared plus 8 squared equals L squared. And L is exactly 10 feet. So we need the slant height when we find the lateral area and surface area. So the lateral area is going to be 1/2 LP. So this is 1/2 the slant height, which you have to find. So to find it, you're going to do the Pythagorean theorem and get 34. So this distance right here is 34. And the perimeter is going to be the circumference of the circle. So you can just put this in your calculator and round to the nearest whole number, so there's not any decimals. So the formula for surface area is LA, lateral area, plus the area of one base, because there's one base right here. So for surface area, you're going to plug this in your calculator for the lateral area, and then add the area of the base. So the area of the base is going to be 16 squared pi. And then round this to the nearest whole number. And for the second one, or 17, you do lateral area is 1/2 the slant height times the perimeter. So lateral area is 1/2 the slant height. So the slant height is 17, so we already have it. And the perimeter is going to be the circumference. So it's going to be 16 pi. So you put this in your calculator, round the nearest whole number. And the surface area is lateral area plus the area of the base. So the lateral area right here is going to be 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 17 times 8 pi. That's the lateral area plus the area of the base. So the area of the base is going to be a circle, so it's going to be 64 pi. So you put this in your calculator and round to nearest whole number. And then now we have pyramid. Same formula. It's going to be 1/2 slant height times the perimeter. So 1/2 the slant height is 13. And the perimeter is going to be, there's 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, so 40. So 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 times 13 is basically 2 times 13 plus a 0. So it's going to be 260 centimeters squared. And then the surface area is lateral area plus the area of a base. Lateral area plus is 260. The area of the base is going to be 10 times 10, which is 100. So it's going to be 360 centimeters squared. And then this one, lateral area is 1/2 LP. So I'm going to draw the slant height in. This distance right here is 6 because all the way across is 12. So you're going to find the slant height, you do 6 squared plus 21 squared equals L squared. So L equals the square root of 477. So the lateral area is going to be 1/2 times the square root of 477. Square root of 477 times the perimeter. So the perimeter is 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, so that's 48. So the lateral area is going to be 1/2 of 48 is 24. 24 root 477 is exact, and then you just put that in your calculator around the nearest whole number, so no decimals. The surface area is going to be lateral area plus the area of the base. So the area of the base is a square, it's 12 by 12, so it's 144. So the surface area, you're going to add these two together and round to the nearest whole number.